Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something that's going to completely flip the script on how we think about management, authority, and, just team dynamics in general. We're looking at this super concise but honestly incredibly powerful insight from Ian Slade. We're talking about trust, specifically trust as the literal secret sauce for leaders. So get ready, because we're going to break down how just this one fundamental shift in perspective can literally transform an average workplace into an absolute powerhouse of innovation. Okay, let's dive right into this. Great leaders aren't born. They're trusted. Wow. I mean, that is the core message here, and it instantly shatters that tired old paradigm we've all heard a million times in business culture. You know the one, right? The whole myth of the born leader. That persistent idea that leadership is just some mystical genetic trait. You either have it at birth or you don't. But this one insight challenges all of that. It totally forces us to rethink the very origin of leadership.
Let's really contrast these two ideas. On one hand, you have that old myth, the born leader. It's this fixed mindset, kind of suggesting leadership is a cosmic lottery you either win or lose. Unchangeable, right? But then look at the reality, the trusted leader. Leadership isn't some magical birthright. Actually, it's a status, and it's one that is actively, intentionally, and continuously earned through cultivated trust. It shifts leadership from being just a static noun into a really active verb. It's an ongoing, dynamic relationship with your team that takes real work and constant maintenance.
So that brings up a pretty massive question. Why does trust matter so much? I mean, if we accept that leadership is earned through trust and not just handed out at birth, we kind of need to understand the mechanics of it. Like, what is the actual tangible impact of trust when you're in a professional environment? Our source tackles this head on. It doesn't just leave it as some lofty philosophical idea. It actually invites us to see exactly what happens when you inject trust into a team dynamic. Let's see what that looks like.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how explicit the definition is. Trust is not just some nice-to-have soft skill. It's literally defined as a leader's superpower. Just think about that framing for a second. A superpower elevates you way beyond normal human limits, right? Well, in the workplace, trust is that ultimate, tangible superpower. It's an invisible force multiplier. It's the specific catalyst that unlocks the team's absolute highest potential, taking them from just a bunch of people clocking in and out to a highly cohesive, unstoppable unit. And here's how that actually builds out in real time. It's a very clear chain reaction. First, when a team genuinely trusts their leader, they speak up, right? Without trust, you just get crickets in compliance. But with it, you get open communication and real diversity of thought. And because they can speak freely, while suddenly they feel safe enough to take risks, they can innovate without constantly worrying about punitive micromanagement. And when those conditions are met, when people can speak up and take a swing at something new, the inevitable outcome is that they give their absolute best. This isn't just theory, guys. This is the direct psychological cascade that happens when a leader actually wields that superpower of trust.
Just imagine a workplace where ideas flow, mistakes are just lessons, and everyone genuinely feels safe. Really picture that for a second. What does that look like on a random Tuesday morning in your office? Ideas are bouncing around because no one's terrified of being mocked or shut down. If somebody messes up, it's immediately treated as a valuable, iterative lesson, not a reason for a disciplinary meeting. Everyone just has this foundational level of psychological safety. And the kicker? You don't build this environment by throwing cash at fancy office perks or ping pong tables. That vibrant, safe space, that is exactly what trust builds. It's the entire architectural foundation of that dream workplace.
So, the really crucial point here is understanding the cause and effect of this whole dynamic. The actions required from a leader are actually beautifully simple, but man, are they profound. Number 1, lead with honesty. Number 2, keep your promises. Notice how those are active, everyday choices. That's the input. And because of those specific inputs, the outcomes completely shift. Ideas start flowing, mistakes turn into lessons, and ultimately, you literally watch your team soar. You absolutely cannot get those high-performance results without rigorously executing those everyday actions. The leader's behavior is the engine, and the team's success is the destination. Which leads us to the ultimate resounding takeaway from today's explainer. Trust isn't just nice to have. It's really not. It's not some optional add-on for your leadership toolkit, and it's definitely not something you only focus on after hitting your quarterly targets. It is the absolute non-negotiable core requirement of leadership. Without it, honestly, you're just directing traffic. But with it, that's when you're actually leading people toward greatness. So as we wrap things up, I want to leave you with a pretty provocative question to chew on regarding your own professional life. Based on the actionable blueprint and those outcomes we just went through, are you currently building a team founded on true trust, or are you just managing a group of people? Really think deeply about that distinction. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Stay focused and keep learning.